Hi. I'm here alone. Let me wait for people to join and then I'll start talking because I don't even know if you can hear me. If you have joined the live, please let me know in the comment section if you can hear me and if you can see me clearly. If you can't, we have to fix a few things. So before I start talking, I want to hear, hi, Emmanuel. Hi, Jonas. Can you hear me, guys? Good morning. Oh, Emmanuel says good morning. Well, it's evening here, so good morning to you. But let me know, please. I can hear you. Thank you, Jonas. Hi, Susan. Hi, Mankanda. Hi, Gael. I'm sorry. Hi, Mohammed. Hi, R1E. Thank you, everybody saying you can hear me. Hi, Adam. Hi, Delinda. Greetings from the US. Hi. So I'm so happy you guys can hear me because like I have this earphones on, so I'm not I was not sure, but I'm happy you can hear me. I'm sure you can tell someone is missing. Someone is not here. He is feeling a little under the weather. Michael will not be joining us today, so it's just gonna be me and you. But please make sure to like join in and chat with me so that I don't feel lonely, kindly. Thank you, Martin. Thank you, Kwame. So yeah, and I'm gonna try and keep it short and sweet so I don't bore you to death. But yeah, I'm all alone. I hope you got that clear so that you're not expecting Michael and you're not disappointed today. You're just going to get this, okay? Hi, Jean. Yes. You said wishing. I think you want to say wishing him well. Said wishing her well. So yeah, for sure. Next week he's going to join us. He's feeling much better today. Hello, Mile. So I'm happy that you have joined me today, and we are going to talk a little bit. As I said, I'm not going to keep it too long. Stay with me. Hi, Susan. Thank you, Susan. So I want to start the conversation if everybody's ready to listen. And I want to start off from, yes, Swiss multinational admitting to massive bribery in Africa. I don't know how many of you have heard this story or read this story, but it's an interesting one. For me at least. So let me read just for you like the snippet, like the article, the headline, so we can have a little bit, in-depth conversation. And as I said, please contribute to this conversation. I just saw a comment that said, "Are you Puerto Rican or Ethiopian?" I'm Ethiopian, Fancy. I'm Ethiopia. R1E Rwanda, we are following you 100%. Yeah, as I said, and you guys are doing a great job. Thank you so much. You're commenting and having a conversation with me so I don't feel alone. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Mohammed, and thank you, Kwame. Oh, you said I said your name correctly. That's nice. Yay. I'm always afraid of butchering people's names. And it comes with the territory. Like if you're born and raised in a specific area, you might not know exactly how to say it. For me, as long as you try, you attempt to say it the right way, I think it's okay because a lot of people, trust me, a lot of people say my name the wrong way, but I'm okay with it as long as they're not trying to disrespect me. There are some people that will on purpose, try not to get it right, but as long as you're trying, I'm okay with you messing up my name, okay? So I'm glad, Kwame, I said it the right way. Mohammed, you said salam. Hi. Pamela, hello. Hi, Joel. Hi, Mark. Hi, Fonsi. Hi, Adam. Hi, many. Now this one, I'm even afraid to say it because I don't want to say it the wrong way. Many, 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 many beta. Haktif. I'm so sorry. I'm pretty sure I didn't say it the right way, but let me get into it so that I don't um, get carried away. So thank you, Manny. Let me call you Manny for now. You said you love my content. I highly appreciate it. Okay. So today, as I said, I want to talk about this multinational company that admitted to massive bribery in Africa, over, I believe, $100 million. That's a lot of money. Okay, so let me just read this article for you from All Africa. They wrote, on May 24, 2022, Swiss oil trading giant Glencore admitted to a US court via virtual link that it had paid nearly $100 million in bribes to officials and public agents in 8 countries around the world. In Africa, the goal was to obtain and retain contracts with public and state-controlled entities in the West African countries of Nigeria, Cameroon, Cote d'Ivoire, and Equatorial Guinea. You got that right. So I hope you heard me. So they've admitted in court that they have spent about $100 million by bribing officials, ministers in Africa, the countries I just told you: Nigeria, Cameroon, Cote d'Ivoire, and Equatorial Guinea. So they have found them guilty, I believe, and they are about to pay about $1 billion for what they have done, the chaos they have caused in this country. So basically what it means is they would pay to get a legal means of getting the natural resources of these countries, right? Instead of doing it the right way, instead of winning the contract rightfully, they just go ahead, bribe the people that they need to bribe, pay a few people, and then this 100 million might seem like it's a lot of money, but no, they have gained billions because of their corrupt ways. So I'm so glad that they are gonna pay up. And as I told you, it's gonna be like not over, but like almost $1 billion. And I'm happy about this. I'm happy at least they're being exposed. I'm happy that justice is going to be served. So this is the first story that I wanted us to talk about. Let me know what your thoughts are about this multinational company. It's called Glencore, what they have been doing. And let's be clear, they're not the only companies. Yes, these are the ones that got caught and they're about to pay up, but they're not the only ones. There are so many corrupt multinational organizations, big corporations that will come to Africa and steal. Basically, this is stealing if you're not doing it the right way, if you're not paying your tax the way you're supposed to, if you're being given that contract because somebody was paid by you. It's not only illegal, it's unethical, and this is something wrong, and they need to stop, basically. But as long as we allow this to happen, it's not just their fault. Somebody is allowing them to do this in these countries. Like the officials, the ministers are to blame equally, if not more. For me, I hold our own, like, when it comes to accountability, I feel like we need to hold ourselves more accountable. Like, if our people are not selling us out, this would not be happening. If these ministers are not saying, okay, just give me a few millions and I'm gonna allow you to take the natural resources or embezzle, then this would have not happened. So I hold our own accountable, and unfortunately our own people are also contributing to this corruption. And even though they're the ones that are being given the bribe, they're still allowing it. They're still saying, okay, I will let you steal from my country. So I have a huge problem with that. But let me see if you have been contributing to this conversation. Oh, Ocean said, greetings and happy belated birthday. Thank you. Thank you so much. You said Tunacheki and you appreciate me and Tunacheki. So thank you. Wait, I think I saw Green Street said they also need to void any agreements made. I agree. I completely agree with you on that, because if this contract, if this agreement was being given because somebody paid someone in power, they need to revise it the same way DRC is doing it. DR Congo actually has been revising, and they are revising many contracts when it comes to mining, and they are reviewing the contracts, and some of them are so shady. The president himself, President Felix, said, like, I can't believe this is an agreement that our own signed off, and they are actually allowing this to happen. So yes, it definitely needs to be reviewed, and I am with you on that. What court handed out? It says here in the US. Let me see if we can find US. Which court? I am not sure, but it is in the US. Yeah, but you can go ahead and do a little bit more research if you would like. You can find in-depth report on the Premium Times. Yeah, it says in the US that they haven't clarified which court. Wait, it keeps disappearing. Yeah, that's a good question, Mohammed. You said, so who will be benefiting from the fines? I believe they're going to give back to the governments. That's the tricky part. Even when they were doing the same thing with the Angola richest woman, Isabel dos Santos, and they were seizing her assets and money. And when they were doing the same thing with the Equatorial Guinea vice president, what was his name? Teodoro. When they were taking their assets, Lamborghinis, palaces, and when they're taking it, or like, let's not say taking it, but like, when they're saying, okay, we're taking it and giving back to your government, I remember thinking, okay, you're giving back to the Equatorial Guinea government, but the Equatorial Guinea government, the president, is actually the father of the person that you just took away from. So if you're giving it back, like, I was doing that math and I'm like, okay, does that really matter? Because at the end of the day, is it going to go back to those same corrupt people? That's a good question, and I believe it's going to go to the governments. I don't think there's any other way. But if there is, you let me know what your thoughts are. You said, Delinda, I agree. I blame the people responsible for giving the green light. Yeah, yes. At the end of the day, if we are not allowing it to happen, it's not going to happen, or at least it's going to be very hard for them to do what they want to do. So we really genuinely need to start looking at ourselves as well. Like, it's not just blaming them. Who is also allowing this nonsense to go on? That's the bigger issue, in my opinion, because if we kick out this one, let's say, company, the next company that's going to come, they're still going to meet with the sellouts. So what's going to change at the end of the day if we don't fix what's here within, right? Emmanuel said there needs to be jail time and not just monetary penalties. I agree with you. Who made the deal? Who was the director then? Who signed this off? That's also very important. Chan said, hopefully the rewards they receive will be handled correctly. I hope so too. Delinda said, so much corruption. Yup, so much of it. Where was I? Deji said, nice point of view, blaming our own for some of the corruptions. Yes. Like, we shouldn't be shy. Yes, there's this thing where, you have to protect your own. I believe in that. We always need to protect our own. But at the same time, if we don't call out the nonsense, the corruption, the lies, then what? Like, we're condoning it. We're saying it's fine. We're saying we're okay with this. No, we're going to call it out. We're going to shine a light on it. We're going to discuss and try and figure out how we can do it better next time, for the next time. So I completely am with telling the truth, and even if it means calling out our own. William said, I just came in. Oh, welcome. We're talking about a Swiss company admitting that they have been paying money and corrupting African leaders in order to get our natural resources, basically. Kamite, hello. Beautiful Wangil, how are you today? I am good. Thank you for asking. Hope you're doing well as well. Welcome. Emmanuel, I think this is a response for Deji. You said, activists, more like holding your own accountable. These people can succeed with the bribers if they're not ushered in. Ayan said, hi sis. Hello, Ayan. Joseph agreed the lack of integrity and accountability is a huge problem for Africans at home and abroad. Yes, I agree with you. And I think it's time we change that. And plus, when you tell somebody they're doing something wrong, doesn't necessarily mean that you're not going to give them a second chance. You're not going to, as long as they've learned their lesson, I think it's okay to have a dialogue, and it's also okay to disagree. So I don't think, well, also if they've committed a crime and the constitution, they went against the constitution, they also have to pay the price. Let's not forget, like, after they paid the price and they've learned their lesson, we can forgive, but we're not gonna lie on your behalf. Sorry. You should have thought about it twice when you sold your own people. Joseph again said, we have to focus on morals and values first, community, interrelatedness of African peoples second, and education, science, and technology. Yes, definitely. And some people, maybe some of you here feel the same way, I don't know. Some people tell me, why are we talking about this? Isn't there like a priority? Couldn't we talk about this and that? And I'm like, we can do all these things together. Yes, there's such thing as prioritizing and knowing which one is urgent, but we can focus on all these things. Like, as a country, for example, a government can't say, I'm only gonna focus on education and forget about infrastructure, forget about foreign relations, forget about water and electricity. You have to be able to do all of these things at the same time. You might need to prioritize a few things. You might prioritize feeding your people. If there's famine going on, you might think about fighting, like, let's say, if there's a terrorist group, you need peace in your country. There are things that you need to do, like prioritize, but at the same time, I agree in having the conversations that need to be had, like, all around. Like, that's my opinion on that. If I keep reading, I might not continue with my story. So I'm going to go to my next one. Okay. So next topic that I want us to talk about today is about an Irish airline that is currently under fire for what they have done. You might ask, what did they do? Well, what they did was, first of all, the airline is called Ryanair. And the reason why people are upset by them is because they've introduced a test in Afrikaans, which is a language in South Africa that most white South Africans speak, and it's, I believe, a German language, if I'm not wrong. Yes, West Germanic language. It was derived from that, and in South Africa, 12% of the population uses that language. Keep that in mind, okay? This is an important point. 12%, 12% of the population speaks this language, and now this airlines introduces this language, and introduces this test in this language, in Afrikaans, and they say, okay, if you take this test and you fail, we're going to assume that you're not South African, and we're not going to give you our service. And people were like, wait a minute, not a lot of South Africans use this. Mostly it's white South Africans that use this, and it's only 12% of the population. And not to mention, there are 11 languages in South Africa, and this is not, at the top. The top, I believe, is Zulu and Xhosa. So they're like, wait, why are you testing us in this language that most of us don't even use? So how does this make sense? Because the test is going to help them determine if you're South African or not. They're claiming that people bring a fake passport, a South African passport, and they tell them that we're South African, and use their airline to flee their country, or like to do some shady stuff. So they're like, we want to know for sure if you're South African, so we want to give you a test when you're traveling with us. And the test is, as I told you, in Afrikaans, and that language, only white or mostly white South Africans use that, and it's not even being used by majority of South Africans. So people are like, wait a minute, this sounds like racism to us. Like, how does this make sense? So I agree. I have to agree. How does this make sense? In which world does this make sense to you? Like, let me ask you, chat. Tell me, in which world does this make sense? If you are trying to determine South Africans, like if that person is a South African, how are you testing him in a language that most of them don't even use? It's just nonsense to me, like nonsense. But let me see what you guys are saying. Thank you, Ocean. Thank you for joining. Yes, Kamite said Ryanair is helping the colonizers. It just does not make sense. How do you test someone if they're really from that country when that is not even the language they use? Like, majority of them don't even know like how to speak that language. Abang said, what do you think about the Belgian royal family being given the red carpet treatment in the DRC? Okay, that's another conversation. I can maybe say it's just obviously it does not make me happy, and I think they brought one artifact or something and trying to make peace and stuff. So yeah, it's obviously it's just PR. For me, the first thing they should do is apologize, like a public apology, instead of saying, we sincerely, what did the king say? I forgot. He said something along the lines of, I'm sorry, but he actually didn't admit it, so it doesn't count. So I want them to take accountability for what they have done to DRC, what their ancestor did. King Leopold, it's estimated that he has killed over 10 million Africans, and most of them from DRC and that area. So yeah, apology comes first, reparation, and then we can build a good relationship. I think that's my opinion on that. Firstly, ask for forgiveness. They're not even admitting that they did something wrong. Like, they act like King Leopold was like this angel that walked the earth when he killed many Africans. Like, imagine, it's more than the Holocaust. Like, just to put things into perspective, how many people he has killed. But nobody wants to talk about that. Delinda said, call a Dutch a Dutch. What are we? I think we're talking about the airline. Winston said, what's up, sis? What's up, Winston? Oh, okay, you're talking about the language. Yes, Dutch. Okay, I get it. Green Street said Ryanair should be banned in Africa. Well, they're known to give like a budget, budget trip. They're really cheap. At least that's what people claim. And for them to do this, I am sure they lose a lot of clients. So Martin said discrimination. I have to agree with you on that, because it just does not make sense to me at all. Delinda said, how do you steal South Africa? Oh, I think, how do you, I maybe I'm missing the other comment. Ask Why said, sounds like a targeted effort of discrimination by this airline. Agreed. Okay, I think. I agree. Okay, what else? Becky said, cause you can't be South African, you don't know the African languages. Maybe I'm getting it wrong, but if you're saying, Becky, people should know the languages. In South Africa, there's 11 of them, and the top 3 are, the first one is Zulu, the second one is Xhosa, and then the third one is this language I told you. And this language, only 12% of them use it. So I don't think it's fair to test them on if they're really South African or not by this language that most people don't even use. So that's what we're talking about. Okay, next topic. We are talking about, yes, the backlash UK is facing for excluding African university graduates from work visa offer. So the UK has come up with this new, what do we call it, like a law, a policy. Like, they are gonna pick from 50 universities which really good students to take to bring them to the UK, basically give them a work visa for them to work there. They're even allowed to bring their families there because of this new Brexit thing. They need bright minds. So guess why the backlash is happening? Because they decided, out of all the 50 universities they have picked, they didn't even pick one African university. So people are pissed. And Africans, obviously, the people that would want to have that opportunity, are mad, and people were dragging them for this discrimination. Obviously, it's discrimination. Like, we're not even gonna. I don't even think there's something to discuss when it comes to that, because how do you pick 50 universities from all over the world and not one African university doesn't make it, like, doesn't make the cut? It doesn't make sense, because we all know Africa has the brightest youth, and brain drain is real, and it has been happening to Africans for a long time. With that being said, with us agreeing that this is discrimination and not right, frankly, I feel like it's a blessing in disguise. Just hear me out here. Why I'm saying this is because I feel like it's going to force a lot of people to look elsewhere. And because it's forcing people to see what else is out there, it's going to force a lot of people to try and work where they are, to try and develop where they are, and try and contribute in their own countries and our continent as a whole. And so for me, why, when I heard this, yes, I was like, this is a clear discrimination and we need to call it out. As much as I know it's not right, and I'll still call it out, I do believe we have to start at some point just trying to work and develop and make ourselves better where we are. I know there are better opportunities in the UK or in the US. I get that. Like, I'm not playing dumb. I get there are opportunities out there, but also, if we don't start, or if we don't start saying, let's build our own, who will? If we don't start, who will? Yes, maybe we might need to sacrifice a little bit, but imagine the kind of, opportunities we're leaving for the kids and grandkids, the next generation. So for me, as far as I'm concerned, this is going to help us. This is going to force our youth to graduate and actually come up with new ideas, new businesses, to just focus on where we are, to make our situation better. Like, that's just my opinion, but feel free to tell me otherwise. Let me see if I missed something. Menbita said, I always face racism whenever I pass through Ireland. Nothing new here. I'm sorry to hear about that. Grace and peace to you too, Regman. Delinda, oh, I think you're responding to somebody else. Who else? Eddie said, good afternoon from Washington, D.C. in the U.S. Good afternoon to you too, Eddie. Ian said, as an African, I experience discrimination from both white and black people. This world is crazy. I'm so sorry to hear about that. And yeah, we do, but we have to always, focus on what's right and why we are doing what we're doing. And it doesn't matter if, a few of our own turn on us or tell us things. Yes, in the moment it might suck, but you just have to pursue your purpose, and you can never go wrong, and you are gonna make the world a better place by just focusing on what you need to do, right? So the next story is really sad, really, really sad. I don't know how many of you know this innovator. He's Zimbabwean. His name is Maxwell. Let me see his last name. Maxwell Chikumbutsu. I believe that's. I'm sorry again. If any of our Zimbabwean brothers and sisters are watching this, please make sure to tell us how we're supposed to say his name. So Maxwell is easy. I'll stick with Maxwell. So Maxwell is an innovator. Let me just to tell you a few of the things that he has. He was able to do. he is credited for developing a green power generator that can produce electricity using radio frequency. And he's also, I believe, have created a wireless, where was it? Wireless TV. There was something about helicopter. I forgot, but he is a big deal, right? And also drones. So this man is currently fighting for his life. He's in the hospital. Allegedly, according to his teammates, they say that he has been poisoned. And it's just really sad because they are claiming that the people that poisoned him are, they even call them the oil mafias. It was here. I should have highlighted it. But they are claiming or blaming these people that don't want his invention to go out there and help many people because it's going to be cheaper. Them, they get a lot of money from selling oil, from selling whatever they need to be selling. So that will literally bankrupt them. So they don't want that, hence why they have assassinated him. That's what they're alleging. And it's not just him, another Chinese man with the same he's creating what is it called, green power generator. So even the Chinese man was murdered and they don't know how or who did it. So it's at this moment a bit of a conspiracy, or they are alleging that this happened. We don't know for sure. I really hope that he makes it through. He's in the hospital fighting for his life, as I told you, but we know that he was poisoned, unfortunately. When you're trying to do good, when you're trying to change the situation or the circumstance of your people, there's always going to be some people, some evil people that will try and destroy what you're trying to create, because they have a lot to lose, because they are gaining, they are billionaires, they are wealthy because of the because they are exploiting the people and their resources. So it's not hard for me to believe this conspiracy. It's not hard for me to believe what his teammates are alleging, because at the end of the day, we all know in this world, what if it's gonna make people a lot of money, they don't care who they need to step on, who they need to hurt. Even when it comes to their own family members, we've seen how brothers and sisters, husband and wives, kill each other for money. So it's not news to us that people can do this because they want to continue having the money and the power that they have had for a long period of time. But it's just sad to see our brother in the hospital fighting for his life. And I'm just sad to see this because he's done so well for himself. He's created so much, but my hope is he was mentoring many people. He had people around him that he was sharing his invention or his creation, and like somebody else, God forbid, if anything happens to him, and I hope it doesn't, the others, or like his the people that he's trained, can take over and continue and carry on with helping the world with the things that he came up with. But it's really unfortunate and it's really sad. Let me see. Kamite said, then 1% will always kill the competition. Obviously, like we've seen it. It's not just in the movies. When you were younger, you watch movies and you think it's just make believe and it's not happening in the world. But as you grow older, you understand, movies or stories or books are based on something, and yeah, it's just so sad. I really pray that he makes it, and he's gonna be okay. Ayan said, this is so sad. I agree with you. It's very sad. Menaba said, TV that does not use electricity. Yes, he did something like, yes, I don't know if you're confirming for me or you're asking, but yes, let me see. I think here, Maxwell is the first Zimbabwean to design and make a hybrid engine powered helicopter, an electric car, a magnetic converter, a green power generator, and a drone through his company. Okay, I don't see TV here, but I'm pretty sure he did something with TV. Regmon said, so sad he created something similar to what Tesla invented. Yes, yes. He's taps into the energy the earth produces. It was based on radio waves, I think. Yes, 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 you are right. Hus, so what to do now? Good question. I'm hoping you're asking about him. If you're asking about him, we pray that he makes it out of this coma that he is in, and we also hope that his team can carry on whatever he has created or what they're working on, and it was not just him. This is also why it's really extremely important to share your knowledge with people, to share your skills. We should not be selfish with our gifts and with what God has given us. We really need to, as soon as we feel like we're experts at something, we need to have someone that we can share and we can give that knowledge and skill to. Like, it's very important that we teach our community, we share what we have learned, and it's not just about us. It's good that you want to be acknowledged for being the first, maybe, or for creating something, but let's not be selfish. Let's not die with our gifts, because I think when we have gifts, we have skills, we have the knowledge, it's not right to be selfish. I think God also wants us to share that with the world. That's what I truly believe in. So I really hope he shared his knowledge on this with his team. Ayan said, in Africa, we need to stop the poverty mindset, because as long as people are coming from a place of lack, they will always step over each other. That's very true. And to some degree, I understand why, because, like, imagine this: you don't know when the next meal is coming. You see your kids starving, right? And you need to feed them. At the end of the day, you're still an animal. Like, that creature in you will come out. You want to make sure that you feed your people. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying if it was me, I'll do the same thing. I don't know. I haven't been in that situation. That's the honest truth. But we all know what we don't know what we are capable of if we're put in a situation where there's just poverty, unemployment, and it's just, we see no hope for us and our family members. So unfortunately, though, the people that we're talking about right now, the ministers that are taking bribes and the people that are like poisoning allegedly this man, they are wealthy. They're just being greedy. They just want more. So I try I try to empathize. I'm not condoning what people are doing, trying to create a job or like an income for themselves. But we also have to look at the situation. If somebody doesn't even have bread to eat, how do you convince them that just relax, let's build our country? You know what I mean? Like, it's going to be harder. First, you have to make sure, even as a government, try to make sure that they get the basics, like food at the very least, and shelter over their heads, right? So yeah, I get what you're saying, but I also can understand not everyone makes the wrong decision or a bad decision because they're evil. Yes, you said, who said that? Regmon said, please pray for him. I agree with you. Um, Freeman said, I'm late, who's in coma? Okay, just a quick one. It's a Zimbabwean innovator. His name is Maxwell. I just talked about it. He has designed a hybrid engine power helicopter, an electric car, a magnetic converter, a green power generator, and a drone. And currently, his team are alleging that some of these people that will lose out money if his invention goes out, they have poisoned him, and now he's in the hospital. So that's what we're talking about. Kamite Gamer said, Africans built pyramids and temples and universities before the European. True, but they're trying to rewrite history. That's why it's really important that we speak up. It's really important that we keep telling this generation that you're not just what they tell you you are. Our history doesn't start from colonization. Our history doesn't just start from slavery. We have so much history before that. There are so many empires before that. Aksumite dynasty is one of those huge dynasties where they have done so much, but like, we don't talk about that. But the Roman Empire, Sure, we'll talk about that. They're trying to do that. So I think it's up to us to dig deeper and make sure that our people know our history so that they don't make us feel small where we're actually great people, right? So I agree with you. Um, Anne said we all having the same problem. Okay, it's keeping some people, sorry. Where is it? Where am I think Pamela Freeman said, Pamela, guys, we have to agree that Africa is becoming a technological heaven as more of our countries are developing. Yes, and it is inevitable, and we are going to grow, and we are going to develop. It's how fast is it going to happen, and I think it depends on us how fast is going to happen. How quickly are we moving? How are we being diligent in the gifts and skills that we have? Everybody has their own purpose, right? Like, are the leaders acting accordingly? Are the scientists acting accordingly? Are the teachers acting accordingly? The people, everyone has their place in this world, and are we actually contributing to our country, or are we just fleeing our country, our continent, to go find a better life somewhere else, right? Yes, there are people that are forced to go out there because they don't see anything changing. I get that, and I'm not judging, but what I'm saying is, if you do end up leaving your country, be intentional. Like, try and open something where you come from. Like, try and share your skill and your knowledge to your people, or open like a school where you come from, so that you share what I'm just saying, be intentional, just be involved in your community. After you leave your country, let I hope that's not the end, right? Like, try and get your money and still contribute or pay it forward the best way you can. Freeman said, I'm from Trinidad and Tobago in the Caribbean, but I'm in the UK. Okay, welcome, welcome. Like, we love to see it. Currently, another Caribbean island that is making the news is Haiti. They're demanding France to give back what they owe them. We are with them. We are gonna make sure that we make noise, because yeah, it's like the biggest heist that happened. Like, what France did to Haiti is just so shocking to me. And until today, the fact that they're not paying them back, or they're not even trying to make amends, is just mind-boggling to me. The former policeman who was shot and killed in one of the mass shootings in America had just applied for a patent for a vehicle motor that uses water. Go, really? I did not know that. Very sad. I did not know that. Black Child said, I stand with Africa, and who are the donors? Is that a question, or are you just saying I'm with Africa? Sometimes, when you're reading a comment, it's not as clear as when you're talking to someone. So it's like, are you trying to ask? Are you trying to tell me? Is it a conversation? Are you mad at me? So I'm not sure what that is about. G, shout out and respect from Canada and the Caribbean. Yay. Thank you for watching, G. Africa needs to become one country, or a real union, to gain respect for our people. Yes, but we also have to be realistic. I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon, like, as in, like, in actual paper, where we're like, Africa is one. But at least what we're hoping for is, by working on the people in the future, we can have like a proper union, not this lie that, oh, we're united, when we're not. If you've seen, like, even European Union, how effective are they? How well do they work together? How much do they stand up for one another? We need to work on those things. Like, the infrastructure probably will take a lot of time, but as much as we all have the intention to bring each other together, I think we're headed there. Social media is helping, because we're connecting. We're also understanding that we have so much shared history. We understand that we're the same people. We have so many similarities in our cultures, even if you're comparing the south to the east, to the west to the north. So we're coming along. Maybe not as fast as we want to, but it's coming along, and we love to see it. G said your channel and many similar to it helps us with a focal point and process. Great as governments are, it's equally important to hear the voice of the viewers and platforms. That is so true. I agree with you. Okay, I think it's skipping people. I have to go back. Where am I? Well, there are so many comments. I don't know if I can go back to all of them. I'm so sorry. Freeman said AU is not a real union, unfortunately, but it's better than nothing, and we just need to fix it, you know, instead of just seeing it as useless, which sometimes it is. We're not gonna lie, but we also have to work on something that's already there, because you see, maybe creating something new from scratch might take time, might not be as easy as it might sound. So maybe the AU as it is, we can maybe fix a few things, tweak some things here and there, cut the donations of the West. Like, they, you know, there are donors in the AU. It just does not make sense at all to have the West paying for African Union. Is just it doesn't make sense to me, and I don't like it, because that means they have a say. Like, if somebody gives you money, you better believe they want something. Not everyone, of course, but mostly it's because they want something from you. So yeah. William said Haiti had to pay France reparations for their freedom. Exactly. That's why I said they need, now they're asking for their money back from France, and we agree. Like, we completely agree, because how they went about it, I think I want to do like a video on this, because like it's really important. Some people don't know, or maybe, yeah, not a lot of people know how dirty France did Haiti, and many countries. It's not just Haiti, but the Haiti one is still shocking to me because of how they handled it and how much money they've taken from them, and how it directly affected Haiti. And I can honestly say Haiti is where they are right now as a country because of France. Like, yeah, and it's just not fair. They need to pay it back. Yeah, so fam, I thank you so much. I feel like there was a video I wanted to show you. Unfortunately, I'm streaming this on my phone, so I don't know how to do that with my phone. But next week when Michael joins us, I want you, okay, let me tell you what the story is about. Oh, but if I tell you, you're gonna Google it, and you're gonna ruin the fun. So I'm not gonna tell you. Next week when Michael joins us, we are gonna watch this video I found. I don't know if it's real or not. It definitely, I don't know. It's the most bizarre thing I've ever seen, and people are claiming that it's true. Some are saying it's not true. But it's just, let's just say it's like it involves like magic or witchcraft. So you have to come next week to see that. Yeah, and I want us to talk about that, and I want to hear your thoughts, what your thoughts are about these things. So with that being said, since I'm alone, I wouldn't want to make this a long video. We've already been here for 48 minutes, and I've really enjoyed myself, because you guys have been contributing and having a dialogue with me, and really, like, you've been, I feel like I've been talking to someone. Even though Michael was not here, I didn't feel alone. So thank you so much for being here, and most importantly, for having a conversation with me. And also, please like this video if you can, as you're watching. I see 90 people are watching, at least half of you. Please like this video. It's free, by the way, so please like this video so that other people can also watch it. And thank you guys so much. Thank you, Kamite Gamer, who said great show, Wangel. Thank you. William said I'm from Jamaica. Welcome, Williams, from Jamaica. I would love to see all these countries in the future. Jamaica, all the Caribbean islands. Hi, Jonas. He wrote in Amharic. He said Wengel Taruno, which means Wengel, it's good. Okay, for those of you who don't speak Amharic. Ayan said France is the worst colonial country. Yeah, and the way they are sneaky about it. They're still like involved in their former colonies. They're just I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, but the good thing is Africans, and now, as I told you, Haiti, they're waking up, they're demanding what's rightfully theirs. And like the Sahel region, for example, we've been talking about Mali, Niger, Burkina Faso, even Central African Republic. They've been demanding, leave us alone, just leave us. We want to make our own decisions, and don't get involved, don't intervene. Just we want nothing to do with your troops. Allow us to do what we want to do. And that has been the sentiment going around, and it's only growing. So hopefully, our people can fully, like everyone. South Africa did the same thing on behalf of these countries. They were telling them, leave Africa alone. So if all of us come together and demand one apology, to take for them to take their troops, and 3 for reparations, I think at least they will give it a chance. I don't believe that they will pay up anytime soon, because if they apologize for what they have done to these African countries, that would mean that automatically, like, okay, you're guilty, so give us. They won't admit it. But as long as we push forward and we come together and we speak as one people, like, it doesn't matter. You see, France colonized most of, like, the Sahel region that I just talked about, right? And let's say Haiti. We shouldn't, like, let's say, as me personally, as an Ethiopian, oh, it's France, it's not me, like, it doesn't concern me. And if I don't speak up, then I'm not helping the situation, or I'm not helping my brothers and sisters. So everyone should speak up. It doesn't matter if it was the British that colonized your country. It doesn't matter if your country has never been colonized. It's about coming together and having one voice, so we can demand and take back what's rightfully ours. We're stronger, we have more power as one people, instead of this nonsense and this division and this tribalism we have going on. So I agree with that sentiment of, we have to be one. We have to start seeing each other as one, and that can only come with knowing each other, respecting each other's cultures. And as I said, social media is helping us connect. And as time goes by and we realize how many similarities we have, and we develop a genuine love and trust with one another, I think we have a chance of really coming together. When we come together, let me tell you, family, when we come together, no one can stop us. And that's why they fund civil wars. That's why they fund terrorist rebel groups. That's why they want to divide us. So the sooner we wake up, I think the better for us, for all of us. Joseph said, glad to see Africans are waking up. Keep up the good work, sis. Peace from Houston. Thank you, Joseph. Delinda said, stay safe, stay blessed. Thank you, Delinda. You too. Kamite Gamer said, Ethiopian problem will include to my problem, since if we remember in history about how European colonized Africa by division. Yep. So Africa, stand up. One love, said Delinda. I agree with you. One love. Thank you guys so much, so much. Like, this was a wonderful time I spent with you, and I enjoyed myself. It didn't even feel like I've been here for almost an hour, for real. So thank you so much for the conversation. I loved it. I'll see you next week. Don't forget, next week, same time, we'll be here with Michael. We're gonna have a lot to talk about, and don't forget, I want to show you a really interesting video next week, so make sure to come. Has said, you made me a proud Ethiopian. Oh, thank you, Tabor. Thank you so much. Regmon said, Wengil, have you seen Mike Adams' documentary, The Science Agenda to Exterminate Blacks? No. Please put the link so people can watch it as well as me. Please put the link. I haven't, Regmon. Williams said, we would be unstoppable. Yes, we will not be. Keep that in mind, okay? Thank you guys again. I'm gonna leave it here. I'm so happy. Again, I keep saying I'm so happy because I am. Thank you for joining. I will see you next week. Stay blessed, fam. Bye.